Rec Room. We are playing Rec Room right now, and this is going to be a little tutorial on how to create stuff. There really isn't a whole lot of information online as far as how to create certain things, how to create separate objects, how to make things work if you wanted to try to make a little car or an airplane or something. So what we're going to do today is we're going to create a little home run derby mini game. I feel like that's a good way to start things off. So this is the prototype here that I've got. I've got a simple ball dropping at every 8 seconds. Then we can crush it. And I know it's kind of hard to see if you're watching, but oh, swing and a miss. So one more chance here. Oh yeah, look at that thing go. Still going. Just landed. So we're going to start fresh. We're going to start on a new map. And we're going to create an entire baseball diamond and some stands, some players in the background, probably a home run fence. Well, of course, a home run fence. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is go to custom rooms. We're going to create. And we have 3 choices really for sandbox mode. So we're going to do the park, which is this one again. Yes. Now, if you're new to creating, or if you've been here before, you want to enable fly mode so you can fly around. Right now I don't have it enabled. And I'm also going to delete everything, which really everything already is all deleted, so we have a clean slate. But we're also going to enable fly mode. So we're going to go to this room. Setup. Okay, that's not it. I thought it was right here. Oh, host. Flying. We're just going to give the host permission right now. You can give it to everybody if you want. So now if you hold the teleport button, you can teleport, and the faster you push forward. So, and this comes in handy as you're creating. So now that you got your fly enabled, we're just going to grab our pen and we're going to head over to our soon-to-be baseball field. So I've already decided we're going to start over there. That's going to be our home plate. First base, second base, third base, home. So the first thing we're going to start with is home base. The reason why I chose over here is because I feel like we got a really nice third base line right here, as well as a good first base line. And this is a nice backdrop. Kind of looks like a baseball backdrop. So we're going to give ourselves a little home plate here. And it's going to just be a loose, we're not going to put a whole lot of effort into it. We're just kind of getting our placement down right away. So, I already switched my color to white because it's going to be a home base. And we're going to go to shapes. And we're just going to start with a little box. And let's snap it. When you snap, it locks on like a grid. You see how it's locking. But we're just going to do a little home base. Let's make it a little bigger. So I'm grabbing it. And we're just slowly moving it down. Now it actually should be rotated, but well, let's see, we want to line up with that third baseline. So a little bit further up. And then over here. Alright. So it should be good. So that's just a loose, and I'm going to turn snap off and then try to rotate this thing because it should be more like that. Eventually we'll make a legitimate home base with a, it should be pointed over here. So now the next thing we're going to do is try to get that whole ball dropping mechanism so we have essentially a pitcher dropping us continuous baseballs. In this case, I mean, there's no baseballs, it's basketballs, but we got to roll with what we got. So we want to try to line ourselves right up with this home base. So I'm going to get pretty close. We're going to try to do it the same mechanism as last time. I like that last one. Alright, so this is where I want the ball to drop, is right here. So we're going to just try to fly straight up. Let's stay centered. Oh, baby. I feel like I'm Mary Poppins right now. So we're just cruising up. I could go faster. I probably should. Crap. See, I got off alignment though. It's alright. Oh, that home base wasn't even good. See, where'd it go? So I should make sure to hit done. Oh, crap. So that home base is now finished, but we lost it. I don't know where it went. I think we're too far away to even see it. So now we're going to create a place. So I'm putting a cylinder, and I'm putting on a snap, because I want a level surface here. And we're going to put a spot here for our basketball. And I'll explain why in a second. So now we have a flat surface here. I'm going to go back and get a basketball and put it right here and rest it here, because this is where we're going to have the ball drop. We're going to have it drop straight down, and you're going to smack it. So we will be right back over there. Let's go fly like Superman. Woo! Whoa. Whoa. It's a little too fast. Okay. So we want to get sports. And we're going to cycle through to basketball. And we're going to go back up. And we're going to try to get this really, we don't want it to move, so we're going to try to set it right on it without clipping through. If I clip it through, it'd get stuck. So I want to just kind of drop it right about there. Don't go. Hold on. No. Alright. I'm going to have to do this quick. So I'm going to want to put some settings on it real quick. Let's just try to get it to rest. There we go. Alright. So we got to put some settings on this ball here before we get rid of this thing here. So we want this ball to respawn. Don't mute me. Tools. And then we're going to go to settings. And we're going to click on the ball. And now we've got, you see it's got basketball. We got basketball right here. We're not going to freeze it. We're going to do the tool cleanup thing. And we want the ball to respawn. Get over here. I don't want to do that. We want the ball to respawn about every 9 seconds. 8 seconds. Okay, and then we're also going to, once you do that, you have to click it to make sure it does it. Now we're going to hit done. So that's ready. So I just enabled this ball to, it's going to, every 8 seconds it's going to reset to up here. So now we're going to delete this part and hope that it works. We're deleting this thing. Okay, so that ball just dropped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, guess what? It worked! I wasn't sure if it would or not. So we got our ball dropping mechanism. So now we just got to fly back down. Oh, home base is still there. So how far off are we? Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, we got to move home base. You got to get over here a little bit. Whoa. Okay, I don't like how it's warping to me. I think that's because of this. I don't know how to turn that off. There we go. I just got to warp with this thing, I think is the trick. Oh man, maybe not. Here, I know what we can do. So we're just going to make this home base a physical object so it just drops. So I can just drop it somewhere because it's getting on my nerves. So we're going to go to settings. Tool settings. Hit right trigger on it. Physical. We're just going to hit physical. And it'll just drop right down. And now it's a little more centered. Whatever. I shouldn't be worrying about that so much. So now, check this out. So we see where it's dropping. We're going to try to create some type of angle to make the ball bounce off and go to home plate, which we're going to probably have to move up. We're definitely going to have to move that up. Yep. So we're going to create a wedge. So we're going to get back out of here. So we're going to shapes, wedge. And we got snap on still. We do want kind of a perfect wedge for now. So what do we want here? Okay, I want something pretty small because I don't want it to interfere with the batter. So we're actually going to make it as small as we possibly can, which is right about that size. I like that. I'm going to turn snap off now. Oh, snap. Okay. And by the way, it's probably a good time to save. Oh crap, that's fine. So to save, you go to this room and then details, save. I haven't named it yet. Let's get our DualShock out. And we're just gonna. Oh, we don't need the DualShock. We can just name it right here. Duh. So we're gonna description. Baseball. I don't know. I can't see the things because that's in the way. We'll change the title eventually. It's gonna be something along the lines of Home Run Derby or Baseball Batting Challenge or something. Why is it not working? Description too short. BBBBB. Save. Whatever. Fail to create room. There's already a name called BBBBB. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Hopefully I can change the name. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay. So we saved it. Cool, whatever. Just to make sure we don't want to crash or something, because this is in beta and it can crash. You never know. Alright, so let's get out of here. So now we're going to try to get this puppy. Let's drop this. We're going to hit triangle to just drop this. We're playing on PlayStation 4, by the way. Okay. we're going to try to hit this in the right spot. Something like over here. Oop. Hold on, I gotta move over here a little bit. Dang it. Alright, hold on. See, we're trying to get this perfect. Oh, way off. Let's just start trying. Let's go. Well, it went right through it. What the heck? Do I gotta... I might have to... Okay, let's get our tool here. It might not be recognized as a physical object yet, so let's make sure we got it. So we're going to go to our tools, and then our settings. And what do we got here? We got... It's environmental, so we might have to... I didn't have to do that last time. Oops. Is it too small? We'll just freeze it for now. Does that work? So it's going right through it, right? Okay, we're gonna unfreeze it. The freeze tool basically locks it. I can't do anything to it. So I'm kind of wondering if it's too small to recognize that ball dropping on it. So we're gonna just... Let's just try to scale it up for the first try. Oops, so you hit it that time. Oh, see, it was too small. Okay. So we're going to have to figure out the minimum size it's going to take then, because this thing has to be small. Okay, it hit it there. A little smaller. So by the way, I'm using the tools and then the scale tool, and then I just right trigger and shrink it or expand it. Okay, I'm liking this, so we're going to keep it this size. We're just going to keep adjusting it until we get a good bounce. Ooh, that might be it. Let's see. If not, we'll just rotate it a little bit. Okay, so we want it not quite. And if you put your hand in it and then adjust it, you can do fine adjustments. Not quite. Ooh. Let's try that. Oh, we have a winner, folks. We've got a winner. Look at that pitch. Oh, it's almost right over the bat. I mean, it's almost right over home base. So we're going to have a little racket here. Ping! Okay. So for now, we're just going to move home plate to a good spot. I'm thinking over like there. Oh. Back here. Ooh, that might be it. Get in the batter's box. Ping! Let's get it a little further back. Okay. Let's check it out. Oh, see, I'm too much of a perfectionist. But I'm gonna get a little further up. A little further that way. Okay, imagine I gotta... Boom. Okay, good enough. So we're gonna save it. Because I'm liking it so far. Save. Click. What next? I'll tell you what next. We're gonna get a racket and smack some of these balls around, see what happens. So we're going to our sport, or we're going to our sandbox generator, sports, and we're just gonna get a rack or a paddle. And let's grab a couple of them. Let's just get one, we're good. We're just gonna drop our, you can just drop your maker pen at any time, just hit triangle. And I can always go back and grab it. So, I'm right-handed, so I'm just gonna drop it with triangle and grab it with my other, so I could keep doing that. Doop. Alright. Oh, this is great. Oh man, this is great. Okay. So we're gonna get a little batting practice in. See how our, oh, this is, he's crushing it. I wonder if it's too easy. If I should have like some kind of randomization, which I could. We could try to do something different. But we're going to try to have different targets. So let's say I want to shank it left. Oh, see, that'll be tricky. Might have to back up a little. Get your stance in. Oh, see, okay. Okay, this is awesome. Alright, so far we've made the base, we got the ball to drop, and we got the correct angle. That's a big part of it. That's like the main physics of it. As far as kind of what I wanted to accomplish today. As far as the difficult physics. But now we want to spice it up, get into a little bit more of the creation parts. That part kind of took a while for such a little thing. But now I'm going to get into how to create more stuff. You know, what was I doing with this maker pen? Let's drop. So I'm just going to hit triangle to drop my racket. It'll be there for the next guy. Whoa. Whoa, look at that. Crazy. Okay. So you go up here, you grab your maker pen with R2. What next? Okay. So I did create a list here. Let me look at it. So we got home plate. And we got the ball, we got the pitch down, we saved it. So now let's start creating our bases. Yeah, of course. So how do we create a big symmetrical diamond? You think about the baseball diamond. What would you do? You can remember you can create things and scale it. I think we're going to use a little bit of math here. And a little bit of guessing. So we know we got our home base right here. Oh, I almost caught that. We got home base here. So one thing we could do would be to create a box. And essentially use it, you know, let's use the, okay, so you can undo by hitting delete latest. But one really difficult thing in this creation process is you kind of only get one shot sometimes. You gotta do it. You can't really undo a whole lot of things, so sometimes you can kind of really get yourself in trouble. So I wanted to snap, and we're gonna put our grid scale down a little bit. We're going to try to make ourselves a little bit of a template for our bases. Okay. So, I don't want to have that color. We're going to go to Tools, Recolor, and then we're going to change, and then see Tools, Recolor, and then you go to Colors. And let's do, this is a template, so I'm thinking like blue. and you click on it with the right trigger, boom. So we're going back to tools, and we're going to scale, because I want to make this very large. So this might be too much effort, but just to show you the capabilities, if you really wanted to be picky, you could basically use this. I could move this and move it up and get a perfect like diamond for our baseball path or whatever. But oh crap. But honestly, it's too much work. We're just kind of eyeballing it. We're not trying to get perfect on this run here, so we're just going to start laying down bases. So, this is like a perfect base right here. I'm not going to lie. I really like it. It's like an old school base. So we're just going to duplicate it. So, you go to Tools, and then in your Maker Pen, and then you hit Clone. And then you just right trigger on it. Oh! Crap, I didn't want to do that. Well, whatever, it doesn't really matter. So we're going to grab this one that we just chucked over here. And let's throw some bases down, baby. Alright. Do we want to be realistic, or do we want to kind of be silly? Like, we could throw one down here. Should almost make it bigger. Let's make the base bigger. Scale it up. Oh, but see, I don't want this grid. So we're turning the grid scale down to just regular. Whoa. There. A little bigger. There we go. Okay. So I got a diagram. Okay, it follows the line. So if we want to be kind of perfect, we're going to do this. Sure, whatever. How does that look from home? Because really, we're just going to be sitting at home base the whole time. We can have like an oversized field. Why not? So there's third base. I might even make it one bigger. Nah, we're going to clone this again. And we'll keep all the bases the same size. So our trigger. Oh, why did it do that? Oh, I don't like that. Anyways. Let's go put down first base. Okay. First base. How about right here? I don't know. Sure. Oh, see, I'm learning. Okay, let's go over here. We're trying to get second base now. Oh, you're a little too spread out, but whatever. That should be kind of like that. Yep. Let's check out how horrible I did. Holy crap, it actually is pretty decent. Okay. So let's change our home plate to one of these legitimate badass plates. So we're just flying, do 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 do. Oh crap. Didn't want to do that. Look at that. You can, if you fly, you can do this kind of thing and get real down with it. Trying to get it low so it doesn't interfere. So let's delete these things. Boop. Again, that's tools, delete. And we're gonna get a little wild. We're gonna clone this home base here because we want to complete the home base. And then if you've ever seen what a home base looks like, oh crap. So we're gonna have to try something different besides that. Delete. Let's try to create a wedge. Are we on the right color? White. Shapes. Let's do a wedge. Oh, we're locked too. Delete latest. Well, whatever. Let's not worry too much about that. Alright, so let's take another few swings. See how our home base is doing, if it's still legitimate. I think we gotta go a little bit further that way. A little bit more. Maybe we gotta make home base a little smaller. A little more natural. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, because see, you can't stand on that home base. So it's kind of giving me trouble. Boom. Okay. Maybe that's a good thing. Makes it a little harder. Because you can't necessarily crowd it. Oh, we don't want to make it too hard. Let's shrink it a little bit. Let's go back here, drop our racket, pick up our maker pen. Going into tools, scale. We're going to scale this puppy down a little bit. Get it back to the normal size. Now how we're doing. Never should have messed with it. Boom. Should have just left it as is. It's alright. We're learning. Boom. Good enough for now. We can always adjust that. Alright, so what next? Should we go through some of the tools? So we've got all the shapes here. We've got tube, which is going to give you some custom drawings. And keep in mind, this is pressure sensitive. We're just going to undo that. So that was on snap. We're going to turn off snap. So if you hold the trigger all the way down, but you can also slowly release the trigger. And we're going to get a smaller and smaller. Slowly release the trigger. Just keep slowly releasing it. It's pressure sensitive. Just like that. So that's one object. And we could add to it. I'll do that same thing but a little bit quicker. Now, I created those two objects. They're still the same object. They're still considered the same object as far as the game is concerned, until I like until I hit done. They're still the same object. So if you're trying to edit a single object, if you're trying to create something, you have to kind of do it all in the same run. So I don't even know what I'm really creating here. It's going to cost a lot of memory, so we're not going to keep it, but whatever. Let's just say we were going to keep it. I could hit done here, and now it's a full object. We're done creating this weird little object. We can stick it in the ground. The reason I'm going to delete it, though, is because when you use this maker pen and you create custom objects, it takes up a lot of space. As far as you can only create so much stuff in your custom room, and using the maker pen is pretty expensive as far as that is concerned. So we made this creepy little branch claw looking thing, but we're just going to delete it. Tools, delete. Okay, so that was the tube thing. The ribbon is essentially the same, except it does like a flat ribbon. Duh. And you can kind of get a cool angle on it. Sometimes you can do some really cool stuff with this tool. So yep, there's a ribbon. You can always, remember, you can always change colors. Go to pink if I wanted to, and go weave in it, out of it. You could get really creative if you wanted to. Whatever. But they're not connected yet. If I hit done, now they're connected. And then to take it one step further, right now this is considered like a scenic object. Every object you create, it's not really like a physical object. Like how I let go of it right now and it's just floating in the air, kind of like how it's like a tree almost, or like a cloud. Let's say you wanted to make it an actual physical object, so it essentially falls and it'll roll. To do that, you go to Tools, Settings, you click on it once, and then you simply hit Physical, and boom, now it's like a physical object. It'll interact with the rest of so it'll interact with that ball. I can throw it, and I can switch that. I could go back here. I could hit Tools. I could turn it back to environmental, and now it's back to what it just was. It's just floating in the air. And remember, if I created a new object now, if I go back to like a shape and ribbon, let's do a different color, yellow. Now I'm creating a whole new object, even though it's a ribbon. So if I hit done, I could go to Tools, I could hit Settings, click on this new guy and hit Physical. See, it's a different object. They're two different things because I hit done. Remember, you hit done to complete an object. You hit the done button to multiple objects. So we're going to delete those. Delete. So those are pretty easy shapes. The box, if you're making boxes, this is how you make walls and stuff. I always recommend, if you're going to make like a square or something, you want to put the snap on to get like a perfect cube or whatever you're trying to get. And it'll be perfectly vertical or horizontal. Same goes for a sphere. If you have the snap on, you can get this is a perfect circle right here. Whereas if you don't have a snap on and you try to make a perfect circle, you're kind of just guessing. You're never going to get it as perfect as it could just, you're never going to get better than this. And then, so there's cylinder, kind of the same concept. Pretty much anytime I use a cylinder, I'm using snap because I want to create a perfect, like a tube. Now I've got a perfect tube just because I use snap. Wedge, same concept, blah, blah, blah. I use wedge for certain things. Don't we all? Whatever that means. Pyramid, finally. I haven't really used this one a whole lot, but it's good for spikes. Who knows what else? Good for like branches. I don't know. So we got all this junk here. We're going to delete it all. We're going to tools and delete. Make sure I don't delete anything else on accident. So those are all these shapes. And you also saw snap, and then constrain is it locks it in place. Now if we go to tools, select is pretty much self-explanatory, but it's if you're trying to edit individual parts of a piece, you can use select to like select an axle or something that's already connected to an object. Clone, I've already shown you that, where if you have one object, you just simply click on it and you'll duplicate it. Delete, we've done delete. Scale, you're either expanding it or shrinking it. So you could create something small, like a small little car that's all one piece, and then expand it with scale and make it a big car. Move, self-explanatory, but you can move single objects. Connect is for circuits, apparently. I don't do circuits. I haven't really messed with that a whole lot, but that's only used for circuits. Recolor. If I wanted to, I can click recolor and hit red, and I could change home base into red. You just hit recolor and then color. And then I've been showing you a lot of the settings where you go to the settings. That's how you make things respawn and fixed and freeze them. Chips. We're not getting into chips in this video, but this is how you essentially create commands and goals, and you could have triggers. So you could have it where every time I hit a home run, somehow, if I hit the ball into a hoop, it'll give me 10 points, and you can play up to 100 points or something. You can make your own. And then into colors, here's all this stuff. Just different colors, really. So that's a lot of the basics. I think next we'll get into spicing up the baseball field. Let's take a few swings. Come on, pitcher. Bring it on. Oh, yeah. So that would be probably an out. I think the second baseman caught that. Oh. Oh, that's a gapper. That's a single. Oh. Pitcher fumbled it. Oh, he still threw me out. Oh, no. Gotta cheat up a little bit. Bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. Boom! Oh, we found the spot. That's a homer. Oh, that's an out. Come on, baby. Oh, and so this little circle is where I'm standing. So you can make tiny little adjustments if you need to. Ooh. Okay. So that's kind of the basics. We created our own little home run derby with the home plate, first, second, and third base. I think if anybody's interested, I can always create more. I can finish it. Oh, we already got the stadium lights up. That's kind of cool. I didn't even realize that. So, yeah, thanks for watching. If anybody wants to see some more advanced stuff, throw some comments down and I can show some more advanced editing. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in. And I'll catch you guys next time.